Hello, everyone. Welcome to Black and Nerdy Tabletop. I'm your host, Zephyrnix, and today we are taking a look at one of the new classes just introduced into Starfinder Second Edition, and that is the Technomancer. So, overall, I didn't really know what a Technomancer was when I first heard about it. I was like, what does it do? How does it? Essentially, it is like very similar to a wizard. Maybe a wizard might be a kind of a mix between a sorcerer and a wizard, at least from my first impressions, with mix, in a more of a techno positioning. So a little hard to really, more of a technical theme anyway. So this will be, I know I said my first initial impressions, but technically speaking, I didn't look too much into it. I just tried to get an understanding. So this technically will be, as close as you're going to get to a first impression. So let's go ahead and take a look at here. I like this. Let me see what this says here. You know how magic and technology are all part of the same code, a code you've learned to hack. So that alone makes me feel very similar to a sorcerer, because that's how a sorcerer is. They have so many different meta magics that they're able to go, or whatever it's called in the remastered version, which allows us to go ahead and modify the magic to go ahead and use it as we want it, so then again, so do wizards in Pathfinder, so it's a thing. Anyway, you're versed in a magical programming language that allows you to overclock your equipment into higher performance and versatility. You've learned to jailbreak your spells, punish your magic past your limits. You are here to hack reality. Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Sorry, that's actually what I get from that. So when I first heard of it, I kind of thought it was going to be very similar to like a Decker in Shadowrun, but it's a bit different. Anyway, let's keep on going. So the Constitution you'll get from this class is 6 plus your Constitution modifier. That sounds about right. Let's see, Perception, you get trained in Perception, which means that not very good, unfortunately. Saving throws. So you are trained in Fortitude and Reflex, and you are expert in Will. So basically, if someone throws a rock at you, you're going to feel it because of your low Fortitude. You ain't dodging it because of your low Reflex, but you can will it not to hurt. You could be like, nah, this don't hurt. It ain't nothing. Skills, Arcana and Computers. This is actually kind of cool. I like this. Something about this combination is really cool. Anyway, you're also trained in a number of additional skills equal to 1 plus your intelligence modifier. So yeah, definitely very like if you had any doubts this was a kind of a wizard-esque or a sorcerer-esque class, the fact that it only gives you 1 plus your intelligence modifier should speak in volumes at this point, as well as everything else, such as attacks. You're trained in simple weapons and unarmed attacks. Defense, you're trained in light armor and unarmored defense. You also get spells. You're trained in your spell attack modifier, your spell DC, and trained in Technomancer class DC. So those last 3 are par for the course for a spellcaster. So it's good. It's good. So like let's read a little bit of this before we get into it here. So while exploring, you might take note of magical and technological ores and objects. You are an eager ambassador for synthetic life forms such as artificial intelligence, constructs, and other tech creatures. Oh, my brother would love this. I'm thinking about him every single time I read something. I'm like, this sounds like, this sounds like everything he is. It's a mix between the character that he plays in these type of games like Pathfinder and whatnot, which is a wizard, versus what he does in real life. So very interesting. Let's see. You might have influence in several magic tech code languages and even create your own. Nice. Make a living as a coder, engineer, or hacker. Yep. Having the ultimate goal of hacking the planet. I made that joke. I didn't think I was actually going to put it in here. Hacking a planet or reality itself. Yeah, for those who don't know, Hack the Planet comes from the show Hackers. It was written by someone who had no idea what hacking was. It was actually kind of interesting. Let's see here. So, ancestry and background. attribute boosts. All these are par for the course. Technical. Okay, here we go. What kind of spells are we looking at here? I would assume arcane spells based on what I saw already. So, yep, arcane tradition. You are a spellcaster and you cast spells of the arcane tradition using the cast a spell activity. Yep. So, yeah, pretty much. And of course, naturally, you can heighten your spells the same exact way you do in Pathfinder Second Edition. So that's good. Cantrips, I'm assuming you get 4 or 5. Actually, it doesn't. Oh. Actually, it doesn't say, but it will say. I'm pretty sure it'll have a thing here. Your spell database is a. I like this. You don't have a spell book. You have a whole spell database. Imagine having like a tablet or something like that you just scroll through and just come and just bang. There you go. Execute. You know. Damn, that sounds cool. And then magic hacks. Magic hacks are a type of focus spell. It costs 1 focus point to cast a focus spell, and you start with the focus pool of 1. Focus pool of 1 focus point. You refill your focus point during the daily preparations, and and you can regain 1 focus point by spending 10 minutes using the refocus activity. Okay, fair enough. It's simple. Once again, par for the course. So, okay, here is the spell per day chart here. So you start off with, 5 cantrips. Now, keep in mind, you can get more if you really want to go dig deep. So you can actually, there are feats out there that you can get, that you can cast more than, I think, like maybe 7 cantrips, maybe more than that. Keep in mind, this is not D&D, and Pathfinder's cantrips are damn powerful. So I want to be very, let you know that. Yeah. Let's see. First level, you get 2 first level spells. Second level, you get 3 first level spells. Okay, so like I said, pretty much par for the course as it is with a wizard or any main spellcaster. So that's perfect. I like this. What the hell? Oh, okay. I was like, administrative privileges. Okay, that's kind of tanked. Like, look, this is how they considered looking here. So she's able to go ahead and kind of what was known as magic in the past. She's able to kind of construct it and forge it into code, and then kind of realize it. You know, for lack of a better word. Oh my goodness, I really can't wait to play. Keep in mind too, I just want to say this really fast here. You don't have to just play this character in Starfinder. You can play it in Pathfinder, and that's what I'm loving about this. So you can take your Technomancer in a Pathfinder game and you play it with absolutely no change whatsoever. I love it. So programming language. Each Technomancer specializes in combining the program language of a specific variety of equipment with their arcane magic. Choose a programming language from the options below. Okay. I don't see anything below. Oh, well, maybe it's here. We'll find out in a minute. I'm almost afraid to click on it. Let's do a click on it. Okay, here we go. Programming languages. Okay, so cache. So spell cache, magic hacks, spell shapes, overclock boosts, jailbreak spell shapes. Okay. Interesting. Okay, hold on. I gotta get back because I will get lost in this, and I can already tell I'm about to get lost in this. I like this one. Download spell, which is a free action. It says you overwrite one of your prepared spells with one of the spells in your spell cache for the same rank or lower. Wow. So you can actually kind of download a different spell and not have it in your spell book, or I'm sorry, your what do they call it again? Spell database, but you can still get it. I like that. That's really good. Okay. Select. Oh, well, it's cantrips, I guess. Oh no, spell the same rank or lower. So considering cantrips are the lowest one, also select one of your prepared non-cantrip spells that has been expended. Okay, you might want to try reading next time, brother. Okay. Okay, so overclock gear. You can unleash your true potential of your tech gear by providing it with raw magical energy. You gain overclock gear action. The overclock gear action, basically what it says is you siphon residual magical energy to unlock the full potential of your equipment. I like that. So you're using the mana, literally mana, to overclock, to power up your actual your gear. I like that. After casting a spell, one item you hold, wield, or wear, or a tech minion you are commanding, depending on your programming language, look at the programming language, becomes overclocked for 1 minute. You can only have one overclock gear at a time. That's actually pretty good. Like, I'm loving it. I'm not reading the whole thing, by the way. I'm just looking through it. I'm definitely going to go ahead and make kind of like a full deep dive into all these classes. Jailbreak spell. Ready? As long as your gear is overclocked, that's the requirements. It says you draw magical energy out of your overclocked gear to power a spell shape. You can apply a Technomancer spell shape to the effects of the next spell you cast this turn without spending an extra action. Okay. So we would definitely have to look into spell shapes to really understand that. So, okay, so this is what you get per level. So all that stuff you actually got, so let's see here. Before we look at now, I need to see what all the stuff is. So programming language. At level 1, you select the programming language which you use to understand magic and to store, manipulate, and hack your spells. I love the way that sounds. Spellcast. Your programming language grants you additional spells known. These bonus spells are your spellcast. You automatically add the first rank spell listed in your programming language spellcast to your spell database and your spellcast. Interesting. Okay. Magic hacks. Your programming language grants you a type of focus spell called magic hacks. Gotcha. We already read through most of this. Spell shape. Your programming language grants you innovative ways to manipulate magic. You gain the list of spell shape feats at level 1. Okay, got it. So it's like meta magic. Got it, I think. Overclock boost, we're going to talk about that. Jailbreak, okay. Here is the spell. Okay, so here, okay, interesting. So DPS++ is a premier spell programming language for weapons, incorporating tactical commands, shortcuts, and innovative from programming languages found across the galaxy to cause maximum destruction. This incredible feat of computer science is responsible for the university compatibility of weapon upgrades. Okay, so this would be your, okay, so for those who are D&D fanatics, hold on a second here. Let me shut off my phone here. Okay. So for those who are D&D fanatics, this is basically your subclass. Okay. So and then let's take a look at what this is. Supercharged weapon. You draw in and condense ambient magical energy from around you to power up a weapon. The next strike made using this weapon is supercharged. The strike deals an additional 1d6 extra damage of the same type of the weapon's normal damage. And it heightens too. That's very interesting. Okay. So that's what we get spellcast. These are the magical hacks. Okay. So these are the spellcast that you get. Got it. So when you get magical hacks, you got your initial, your advanced, and your greater. So this actually very reminiscent of more of a I want to say a witch in Pathfinder, for lack of a better word, without the obviously without the what's name, but yeah, maybe, I don't know. Let's see. Thermoelectric phase change. Let's see here. Oh, that's okay. Well, I got it. It basically allows you to change the actual let me read it first because we ran into that problem the last time. You compile a program to alter the type of energy that output by your magic. If your next action is to cast a spell with no duration, that has an elemental trait, air, fire, wind, water, wood, blah blah blah, and deals one type of damage. Replace the elemental trait with a different elemental trait, and the damage deals with one of the corresponding damage types: air, which is electric or sonic; earth, which is bludgeoning and pierce; metal, which is acid or slashing; fire, water, cold; and wood, poison. Okay, so basically what that means is that if you're casting air magic, right, and you use this, then you would go ahead and you would change the elemental type from air to either electricity or sonic energy. That's actually pretty good. Imagine being able to cast like a kind of spell like that, and all of a sudden you just change it to sound damage and whatnot. And then, okay, so everyone has a different type of overclock. Oh, this is crazy. Overclock boost. You reduce the circumstance bonus. To your AC. You reduce the circumstance bonus to AC your targets have from cover by an amount equal to half the rank of your spell. Oh my goodness! Wow, half the rank of your spell you cast to overclock your gear, minimum 1. Reduce any penalties due to range by 1. Okay, so basically that means that you can go ahead, like if someone's in cover, you can actually go ahead and use your overclock to go ahead and kind of push through that cover. So, and still be able to, you might be able to hit them. And then there's a jailbreak spell shape. It says when you jailbreak spell to apply the single boost spell shape. It's hard to read these. Actually, that might be a little bit easier. To a spell that deals damage, you gain an item bonus to damage equal to the base weapon die of your weapon to one target of the spell. Do not apply to any of the modifiers to the damage, including feats, attribute modifiers, weapon traits, and weapon upgrades. Okay. Went a little over my head, but then again, I don't play these type of classes, so that might be why. You also have Fort Run. So Fort Run is, and I'm not going to read through this, I'm just going to skim through this here. This programming language has been, this programming language began as a Abadar Corp standard for heat sinks, especially in hostile environments, and was quickly adopted as the universal language of armor, environmental protection, and satellite defense software. That's actually pretty cool. Servo Shell. This program language was originally developed by a thrifty university student building their own coffee serving minibots. This code is primarily used as an operating system. I'm assuming this is the pet one. Operating system that maximizes compatibility by converting all system checks between different proprietary softwares while routing driver keys to simulate virtual drones. Which makes sure parts from different manufacturers and even other worlds will work with the same minibot. Oh, okay. So it kind of it kind of makes everything universal. Got it. Okay, to an extent, of course. Summon robot. Okay, there you go. Speak with computers. Nice. So Servo Shell is Servo Shell. Viper. This programming language was originally developed by engineers working on the Aspis Consortium to standardize the manufacturing of hybrid items, especially spell chips and spell gems. Don't know what those are yet. While this code was made to help install multilanguage hybrid magic items into replicas, antiques to sell across the galaxy. This it's since been implemented as a high-grade general purpose programming language, thanks to the emphasis on code readability and multilinguistic compatibility. Okay. So it sounds like, based on the spells, it's kind of like an intellectual style. Very similar to, and I think the wizard has something very similar to this. Interesting. So it's like it's a lot. It's to do with communications and words and things of that nature. It's not bad by no sense of the word. Okay, so we got through that. Let's just quickly go through here some of these feats here. Counter counter spell, counter spell, like a cut off. Okay, so you already know how counter spell of. You can counter a foe's magic with your own magic. Denial of safety. You would increase the length or width of your spell of your spell's area. I love that. And then you got the whole jailbreak spell part of it too. That's really crazy. Programming Prodigy, you gain the magical shorthand skill feat. When you roll a critical failure on your check to learn a spell, you get a failure instead. Okay, fair enough. So that's really good for if you want to go in and learn spell here. Spell circuit, you use a spell chip or spell gem without holding an item. I gotta look up what spell chips and spell gems are. Oh, cantrip expansion. That's exactly what I was saying before. So yeah, it looks like at level 2, you can actually get more cantrip if you want to. So let's look up some magic hacks. There's more to it than this. There's 5 pages of this, but those are feats. So let's look up some magic hacks. So, oh, this is the ones we already saw. I mean, they come with the spell, so we don't need to look at these. But overall, interesting. Interesting so far. My first impression is they're very similar to a wizard that you would play in other games like Pathfinder, but at the same time, it's like a technical and a wizardry kind of literally just combined together, and I'm here for this. I may not be the one to play this one. I've never been this based on these type of classes, but I gotta say I kind of enjoyed what I saw, and I can see how it's going to go and how it's going to play. At any rate, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Is the Technomancer kind of up your alley? And there's another one on its way very soon, so keep a lookout for that one too. We're talking about the engineer. You have a good night. I'm out.